Welcome! Here's your bubbly and beautiful host, Elizabeth. It's the Caffeinated Cooper Show.
Yeah, I believe in you. I don't believe in lucky sevens. I'm not sure about Loch Ness, but I know I believe in angels. I believe in happiness.
Good evening, everybody. It's wonderful to see you. I am so glad that I am back. My goodness, the past 2 months has been absolutely crazy. But tonight, I have an amazing lady connected with me, and we're going to find out all about her in just a minute. First, I'd like to give a shout out to our sponsor, which is Vitamin. Let me bring up their information for you so that you can write down the website and go visit it later. Promise you, this is going to be an amazing show. Don't go anywhere. But after the show, you can go to goviter.com. That's goviter.com. Let me tell you a little bit about them. As you can tell, I am full of energy. It's 7 p.m. on the East Coast here. I've been doing all kinds of holiday preparations, but I'm not tired because I had a Go Viter. This is cinnamon. I love the cinnamon in the fall. I really do. And hot cocoa. How nice is that? Warm and cozy. And it has been so cold here in Atlanta that it really feels like the holidays this year. So vitamins are so interesting and so great because they're full of B vitamins. They have folic acid, which is B9. They also have B12, which gives you that little bit of kick, that pep, and niacin, which is B3. So it's the full B complex in one little mint. And there is 40 milligrams of caffeine. So it's half a cup of coffee in one little mint. And there are 20 mints per tin. It's sugar-free, 0 calories, and a strong minty flavor. So the cinnamon was a nice cinnamon flavor, but it wasn't just overpowering and way too much. They're vegan, Star K kosher, gluten, dairy, soy, wheat free. And right now, if you go to their website at goviter.com, you get 10% off of every order. So you can also purchase them on Amazon and at Walmart. And they have wintergreen, spearmint, peppermint, cinnamon, and chocolate mint flavors. Now, tonight is going to be such a great night because I love filmmakers that have come together to create a collaboration, a film, right? It is a collaboration. Everybody in front of that camera and behind the camera, you all have to be working together. Your line producers, your executive producers, everybody's working towards one culmination to put out a wonderful project. And might I say, a holiday project. So I have connected with us celebrity beauty and skincare expert Cole Patterson. She will make her directorial debut this holiday season with a film, Holiday Hideaway, premiering on BET Plus on November 24th. The film stars Vivica A. Fox, Camille Winbush, Novi Brown, Rodney Van Johnson, and Leonard Earl Howes. Making the transition from the beauty industry, Cole Patterson is expanding her talents to her first passion, television and filmmaking. As a female director, Cole Patterson has made it a personal mission to stand for women's empowerment. Patterson hopes to play an intricate role in diversifying the film and television industry for women and minorities by continuing to pave the way with confidence and a fresh eye for the younger generation. And without any further ado, Miss Cole Patterson, how are you this evening?
Hello, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for having time for the show. So I got to ask you, I did some reading up on you, okay? And you are big time in the makeup world, the MUA world for film and television. You have made so many really famous faces gorgeous for film. How did you go from focusing on being the very best in the makeup industry to directorial debut. How did that happen?
Well, it's quite a little bit, I wouldn't say backwards, but I've always loved filmmaking, and I never did makeup, never desired to do makeup. I just end up having a natural talent for it. Played with a couple of people's faces, which started in my passion and my love for spa and skincare.
Mm.
Um, so with that, I started getting booked, not even intentionally, just getting booked for makeup opportunities. And I figured this will be my in into Hollywood to learn more about the film and television industry with a director's eye. So, filmmaking, creating, directing has always been my first passion.
Mhm. And I was doing a little bit of reading. So, this is a holiday film, as we can tell by the title of it. But you filmed it in the middle of the summer. And tell me something about that because I mean, back in the day, I've done some acting, I've been on set, but I've never filmed the holiday films in the middle of summer. Was it hard to kind of get in the mood?
It was we had some very talented actors. The producers were eager, the writers, we basically were just really knowing what we wanted to output. However, it was extremely difficult and challenging in in the sense of we were in Palm Desert. And
Really?
yes, the first week or so we were in Palm Desert for the first half of the film production. So it definitely was challenging. But to see everything come together now, it was worth it. We had a beautiful location that we scouted out that was perfect of what we wanted for this film and the setting. So we had to do it. And, August in Palm Desert, is pretty open.
Oh, wow. So tell me, what was a surprise that you weren't, um, I don't want to say weren't ready for, but what really kind of was that thing that maybe you had to grapple with a little bit as this being your directorial debut? So,
Because I desired it for so long, and that was my ultimate goal and mission, being in the industry, even working as a makeup artist, I always kept an eye out for those opportunities to talk to the DPs, to shadow the directors on set, on television and film, speak with some of the producers or studios about such. So I personally believe that, you know, you desire something, you ask for something, and when it happens, I believe I was ready. The most challenging thing for me was I was just coming off of a broken ankle.
mm,
That was the most challenging thing. So to mentally prepare and still be in pain on set with a boot on was quite challenging. And there was times that I literally had just gotten my cast off before we started production. So that was the most challenging for me in the hot weather and trying to make sure that I don't rush and be careful and safety first so I won't end up damaging my ankle again. So that was the most challenging for me, in addition to the hot weather as well.
mhm. That had to be really daunting. When you're sick or you're injured and you really want to take a moment to heal, but you can't. Oh my goodness. How did you manage the anxiety, just the natural anxiety of that, of saying, I can't take a moment for myself because I've got all these other people waiting.
Well, I have a really what do you want to say, kind of clairvoyant type of way. I can manifest, I ask for things, regardless of, I don't worry about the how. I just pretty much ask for it. So literally prior to breaking my ankle, I was still moving around. Usher had his Vegas residency for the first time. There were some things, me trying to maneuver and also keep my eyes focused on directing. And literally, I broke my ankle. So it was literally sit down, focus. You've been asking for this for years and years and years, and you've been battling or trying to figure out how to fit this in. So guess what? I'm gonna sit you down. literally. And that's basically how it happened. And it allowed me to get into the frame of mind and to shift
Mhm,
what that looked like versus really, in its entirety, being creative and having a vision.
mhm. Now, I do have the trailer pulled up. Is there anything that you like to tell us about it? Cue up the trailer, and then maybe we can take a look at it because I really want to see now that I know that it's in the middle of summer in the desert. There's so many other things I'm going to be looking for the second time watching it.
Yes, I think it's a great trailer. It really highlights what the movie's about. It's fun, it's light, it's heartfelt. There's so many things, especially approaching the holiday season. I believe it'll be definitely one of those that's on the list for a must watch, and go to for the holiday films.
All right, let's go ahead and watch it.
I've always been the kind of girl who loves the holidays.
All right, baby.
And ever since back in the day, it's always been my mission to make the most of them.
Oh, Mom, you really shouldn't have.
Every holiday is important to you. It's kind of like an obsession.
That's not true.
But what about Halloween, Valentine's Day, Valentine's Day, Girlfriend's Day?
Wow, okay.
Those are the days, man.
Happy Thanksgiving.
How you doing?
Sexy. I like it.
Only for you, babe.
I'll see you acting funny when your dad brings his little bimbos around.
This is destiny.
Oh, damn, Pop.
Never.
Did they start dinner without me?
There's this boutique company that wants to compete with Airbnb. They want to send someone to stay at their premier properties. Right in
I'm going to have a stress-free Christmas.
Every now and then you'll see a deer or a rabbit.
Oh, I love biting.
And on occasion there could be a mountain lion or a bear.
Say what? We're not going to spend Christmas together as a family. I guess things don't have to be perfect to be right.
Here you can have a big family. Well, it's too bad you had to work for Christmas. Be away from it.
I have to go home. Hi, Brandon. It's me.
There is such a thing as a Christmas miracle.
Merry
Oh, I cut off the Merry Christmas, but that is fantastic. Man, that looks gorgeous.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. So you have quite a cast in Holiday Hideaway. Did you happen to know everybody because you've been in the industry so long? Or were there some people that you were like, oh, I don't know if we're gonna get them, but we're gonna try?
Well, I didn't have any direct contact with any of those people, with any of the actors. It was really selective cast. The casting agent and the producer really was very specific, and a writer, about what we wanted this to be, and it just landed that way. The Ella Joyce role was definitely written for her. We couldn't see anyone else playing that role but her. After meeting Camille Wimbush, we were like, she's it. She's our Carly. No other, like, nothing else needs to be discussed. We're going to meet with her. Guess what? If she says yes, it's a go. We don't need anybody else or to have any auditions. So that was that. Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's fantastic. What about raising the money for the film? Did that take a while? Like, how long has this project been in works?
The producers started it. The year before, one of the producers and I were trying to figure out a holiday film. We had spoke many years about the perfect holiday film, of what that would look like for us to collab and work together. And we started back in that November, and ended up I started writing a holiday film that ended up going a little bit beyond budget, and that was like, no, no, no. We had to make it confined in this space of shooting it realistically with funds that were the producers. It was self funded,
Mhm.
and I believe we landed at the top of the year or maybe June, this script. We had looked through a bunch of scripts, and this script was perfect. It was ideal for one location, no more than two locations. So it was definitely worth the budget, and actually just it was worth it. This was a great, great script to actually want to direct for my first and have all these amazing seasoned actors. Yeah.
Mhm. And that really shows because the comedy, the timing of the comedy and, inflection of the voice and everything, it's just absolutely perfect. I mean, it's really I don't know if you could hear me, but I was back here chuckling again after I had already watched it. But it's really good. It's tight writing for the comedy, being able to get that timing right to really hit it. Is there anything that you had to take out of the film for maybe time reasons or anything like that that you kinda wish you could keep?
I think there was more things that we needed that we saw that we probably needed more of,
Okay.
versus taking out. I'm sure there's some things that we had to take out or adjust and refocus some, but more than likely, it was probably little things that I was like, dang, but we ran out of time. And, it was just really, we shot this in 12 days. Um,
Wow.
so it was and that was actually, that's one of the challenges as a first time director to shoot that like that, a whole feature film. That was extremely challenging for me.
Yeah, that's like Tyler Perry's shooting. That's get
Yeah, and I don't
everybody.
agree with any of his shooting tactics or strategies. But the reason why it worked is because we had seasoned actors.
Mhm.
There was not a lot of coaching with actors. They read their lines, they knew what the dialogue, they saw the comedic aspect in what was and delivered. Like that was never an issue. I was so, so blessed and elated that that happened with these actors.
That is a huge point. I've spoken to a lot of people who have created their own projects or they want to get into creating their own projects. And budget is always a big challenge because in so many industries and so many aspects, you pay for what you gotta pay the money to get the good talent, but it pays off because you have a project such as yours, which is absolutely perfect. The editing is wonderful. I mean, you did everything top notch with the sound and the lighting, and it's perfect.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah,
Is
I'm
when
pleased to see it.
Do you ever have anybody contact you, maybe someone that knows you a little bit closer and says, you know what, I want to do a movie with you. I've got a great idea. What's the first thing you tell them?
I have the first thing I tell 'em, I have ideas of my own. I have so many ideas of my own, and I've directed like short films and visual concepts for first time writers and producers and so forth. Actually, in Atlanta,
Mm.
and this project I needed to do. I fell in love with the script. Um, After this, I have three concepts of films and television shows that I am definitely in development with right now. So I really don't have the brain capacity to take on another project of someone else's, and unless it has to be phenomenal writing. It has to be a great script and have a base of a good storyline. So if
Mm.
that's the case and they really have that fleshed out, then possibly. But right now, I'm really just focused on writing and directing my next project.
Oh, that's wonderful. Are you already working on the next one?
Absolutely. I've been working on the next one 5 years ago. And now this is just definitely just accelerating the process.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, everybody, and how excited are you that this is ready for the holiday season?
I'm excited. And you know what's so funny is that I really thought about no one actually does um a Thanksgiving holiday film.
Mhm.
And the great thing about this, and the producer and I were talking about that, and what happened is that this one actually takes place where all the stuff starts to unravel during the Thanksgiving season. So
Perfect.
that's why it releases on Thanksgiving, which is great. And I think it's a great lead in to the Christmas holiday.
That's absolutely perfect. So it debuts on BET Plus November 24th this year, which is a couple of days away. I mean, can you believe it? It's like Halloween hits and boom, we're at Christmas.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, I have some friends. We were talking in the green room, and you had mentioned that you've been here in Atlanta before, and I can't tell you how many houses are fully decorated for Christmas. The trees are up, like it was literally Halloween was over and people were looking for trees. So I don't know what's different about this year, but everybody's ready for it. And November 24th on BET Plus, Holiday Hideaway. Before I let you go tonight, though, we have something else to talk about. You created a skincare line for men. And I think this is the most brilliant thing of brilliant because you remember a couple of years ago, I call it a couple of years ago, probably about 10, 15 years ago, right? Where people, if he was a pretty man, but he was a man, he would be called metrosexual because he took care of himself, right? You have found men that have had different skincare challenges and you're there to help them. Like, I really feel like you are a pioneer in this industry because how many people are really focusing on men?
None. And I receive that you mentioned that, because when I first started conceptually having this idea, everyone was saying, "Why would you do that? Men this, men that." And it just made sense for me because working behind the scenes, I saw a lot of troubles and men didn't have the knowledge that they needed to care for their skin. And I'm a licensed professional of many years, and this is something that I do for myself, and I extended it towards men because I saw that they needed help and they actually wanted it too without feminizing themselves. So the metrosexual thing, I really hone in on the masculinity and represent that for the men.
Oh, absolutely. So I have your website pulled up here, and I want to go solo to the website. Would you mind taking us through a little bit in case, somebody happens to see this and they're like, "Oh my gosh, my husband would love this," or my boyfriend, or for myself?
Absolutely. So the whole concept with this is bringing old Hollywood and my celebrity as a makeup artist and a men's lifestyle and grooming expert to the skincare line on an advanced level. So it's more of a accommodating for lifestyle, and particularly I took a leap, which is a segment that's definitely overlooked and underserved for Black men.
Mhm.
And this is something that I'm so proud about because they need help. But most people skip over that because no one knows how to market, or the men don't feel comfortable with purchasing that product. But I have a special touch that I've allowed them to be confident, and it represents them.
Now, as I'm looking at just the homepage of your website, I see here you are tackling inflammation.
Yes.
Is there anything that you have formulated that you've realized, you know what, most skincare doesn't have this particular herb or this particular oil that's really going to help that, especially for Black men? Is there anything that you, in your research, you thought, that's my aha moment?
Exactly. It's trade secret. It's trade secret. And that's what I wanted. As you can see, that one picture, basically, he had extreme inflammation. That was after just 1 day of treating with our
Mhm.
cleanser, which was our hero product, the multi-action cleansing foam. And that's a true picture for 1 day of washing with my cleanser. And this really gives me joy when I see the results, and men can come back to me and say, "Look, I've been using this for years. I haven't seen a result. I started using your thing, and guess what? I've seen, so I love it." And I've made it simple. They're multifunctional, multi-purposeful skincare products. It's a system or it's an individual that you can use.
Oh, hold Hold
That's
on.
the Usher video.
Yeah,
That
that's what I wanted to get to, but it triggered on its own. So let me bring that to full screen. And do you mind if we go ahead and watch this?
Go ahead.
All right.
Look at those. See, many of y'all don't know, how I've been able to maintain the skin is obviously more than just covering and makeup. It's true care. You gotta like take care of yourself. Health and wellness is a major part of how we do it, right? So the prep of it, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, Cole here.
Wow, that's really impressive. I mean, you can see
Look at those. See, many of y'all
it
don't know,
working in the
how
video if you're watching really closely. And everybody, the website is Cole Skincare for Men, and I love that video. That was the first time that I watched it, and I'm watching. I'm like, oh, you got the steam, and then by the end, you can see his complexion's all even.
Yeah, this is one of our preps. I've been with Usher for almost 20, well, pretty much 2 decades, 20 years plus. And that's always been my approach with any of my both male and female clients is skincare first. I come from the skincare aspect as an educator, as a speaker, as a beauty expert. And this is what I, really truly lead with. It's a knowledge-based product line. And this was good because we were preparing for his a mini film with Remy Martin for his Vegas residency. So
Mm.
this is what we were preparing for. So on camera, he looks great. It absolutely is wonderful.
Yes, he does. He always has that glow, just a fresh, even glow. And now I know why. It's because of you. And, I just clicked on one of your products here. I want to bring it solo so everybody can see the website really good. Under gift sets, this is a generous set, and it's only $80 for the foam. And then you have the 3 different towelettes. That's a really good deal.
Oh yeah. Just to encourage, because it's a higher premium brand far as luxury. And some men, they're not used to spending a lot of money on their skin, especially if they're not used to image conscious appearances and so forth. They're catching up. So
Mm.
this was something just in case. Like, let's work out some type of package where men can actually experience it and see why that this is more on the higher end of skincare.
Mhm. Oh, wow. I love it. I think your pricing is absolutely fantastic. So, what would be the deadline for somebody to go ahead and order so that they can have it by Christmas?
I would say as soon as possible. I would say get it in early so you'll maybe buy 2 sets. The person that's buying it, purchase one for yourself to use it and also gift it as well. Um, I would say it's we don't know what the postal service is doing,
Right.
especially amongst the holidays. We've been locked down for 2 years plus. So people are now jumping into having some type of balance and a new reality and getting back to normal. So I would say as soon as possible, when you get your Christmas trees up, you should definitely purchase the product. We also have a new launch coming, which is a soft pre-launch for a honey turmeric mask. And this is the first time I will be introducing the mask with also a charcoal infused mask. So I have 2 masks launched. The first one would be the honey turmeric, and it's amazing. I've been using it on my face myself.
That's what I was about to say. I'm like, I want that.
Yeah, it's
Everybody
so
knows what
good.
turmeric does for inflammation. I mean, that's just a wonderful anti-inflammatory herb, and
Yes.
honey. Oh, so nourishing, moisturizing.
Anti-aging for
Yes.
sure. Yeah.
Wow. All right. Now, what about teenage boys?
So it's ironic that you said that because my nephew, and he's 13. Well, now when he's 16 now, he started to use the product when he was like 8 because he
Oh,
had bad eczema. So he pretty much started using the multi-action cleansing foam and realized on his body. And then we were trying to figure out why was it going low so quick. And that's because he was showering with it because he said that it got rid of his eczema. So I've actually had some success in the teenage market. I have a 11 or 12-year-old boy that's on it from one of my industry friends. She buys it for her nephew, and he's been on stuff from dermatologists. He's been on Accutane. He's been on so many different things. And the Cole Skincare for Men, he uses the anti-blemish toilettes and the foaming cleanser, and that's been the only thing that has worked with his skin. So the
that,
teenagers are definitely grabbing it. And I would encourage if you have teenage boys or know someone that has it and they're experiencing some type of, instability in their skin to go ahead and jump forward. The great thing with me and Cold Skincare for Men, I'm actually an expert in the field. I'm licensed
mhm.
professional for the skincare and wellness aspect of it.
I love what you said there because Accutane, that's rough stuff. I mean, I I'm I was suggested to try the Accutane years and years ago because I had clinically bad acne, and the doctors were like, "Sweetie, that hurts," and I'm like, "Yeah, it does hurt. It's terrible. It's all over my face and my neck." And they said, "Why don't you try Accutane?" Oh, but
Yeah.
just FYI, it could cause birth defects later on. And I'm like, "Oh, no,
Yeah.
I'm not using that. Forget it." And I just love the products that you have here. I'm going to bring them solo again so that
Thank
we can see them. Do you have any Black Friday deals going on?
I am going to create a package that we will do a Black Friday deal. I know it's coming up soon. We've tried it in the past, but definitely I might do like a flash sale for it. But I definitely would encourage people to check it out. And if they're needing questions or trying to figure out if this is a good fit for them, definitely schedule a virtual consultation with me.
I mean, look at this, everybody. She has beard care and face oil. It's only $25. That's it. And these facials, I want to call them facials in a bag. I know they're towelettes.
Yeah. They pretty much are. It's to help maintain. They're similar to toner pads, but with a little bit more focus, specific on target issues such as your anti-blemish, oil-free, oil control, and also the spa blend for
Right.
fatigue and tired skin.
And they're 18.50. These are perfect stocking stuffers. And
They really are, yes.
wow. Well, congratulations on your success with Cole Skincare for Men. Everybody can check it out at www.ColeSkincareFormen. Cole Skincare for Men. And I want to thank you so much for your time with me this evening. This was really, really nice and engaging and refreshing to speak to you about your directorial debut and the movie coming out, which is absolutely amazing. Everybody's going to be on BET Plus on the 24th of November to see Holiday Hideaway. So congratulations. And I'd love to have you back on because I know you got your fingers in a lot more projects. So when
Yes,
you have something coming that you want to talk about, please come on back.
I would love to. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. It's
You're
been
very, very welcome. All right, we'll see you again soon. Have a happy holiday.
Thank you, you too.
Thank
Actually,
you.
you know what? I'll be in Atlanta for Thanksgiving until Sunday.
Will you really? Well, have a safe flight and pack a sweater or a jacket. I mean, it's cold. It's like in the 20s at night.
Oh, wow.
Cold.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'll see you later.
All right. Bye. Have a good one.
Bye. Oh, everybody. I love doing this. This is really my passion to be able to meet people, talk to people, and help them promote and get the word out about wonderful things that they're doing. As always, we are blessed. You are blessed. And mwah, I love you. I will see you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Caffeinated Cooper Show.